Okay, here we go. Thanks for coming back. Whoever did come back to Nights and Weekends with me, Marcus, your host. I happened to miss last week. Unfortunately, had a death in the family, and um, kind of really just set me back on everything I wanted to do. Um, because when a death hits, it really puts a lot of things into perspective. But we got to do like Rocky said.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Let us go on ahead and hit it. This week, I'm going to be talking, I'm going to try to make it brief. We're going to talk about this whole childless by choice stuff that goes on in our society today, and not just here, but also in a lot of parts of the West. It isn't like it was started here or whatever, or maybe it was, I don't know. But we have a growing percentage of people who are not having children and also not getting married. And this came across my radar years ago, but it came across my radar this past week with a woman named Rachel Diamond. She has about 733 subs. I wish one day I get to that amount of subs. Who knows? Okay. But I had come across her video, and I was listening to it, and I said, wow, like this is somebody who should never be listened to on just about anything at all. One, she believes that Dylan Mulvaney is truly a whatever. My channel's so small, I don't want it to get squashed by YouTube. She also takes a ton of, drugs to make her feel better. And I don't mean illegal ones, apparently. And she's an aspiring actress in New York City. So you got the like trifecta: progressive, not living in the real world, wants to be an actress. Good luck. Okay. But we're going to go on ahead and have editing Marcus pop back up. Marcus, can you put in that first clip of her talking about healthcare and bringing a kid into the world?
What I know now, it is cruel to bring children into a world of suffering where it is so difficult to access healthcare.
So as we can see there, she said, why would a person want to bring a kid into the world with why is it that a person would want to bring a kid into the world with a lack of access to healthcare? So again, this is something else I've said plenty of times. It's like as if people never saw how the world existed prior to them existing. Why did people have kids any year prior to the mid 1800s? So here we go, back in Sweden, as we can see here, 40% of children, 40% died as children, 50% died as children in Germany. Between 40 and 50% of your kids died as children also. Okay. Does that make any sense to you all, to make it seem as if it's just insane today that, that you don't have access to health care, and why would anybody want to bring a kid into the world? If that's the case, none of us should exist. Editor Marcus got to do a lot of cutting out already. See, rusty. So something else that Rachel Diamond brought up was, according to editor Marcus, throw in clip 2 of Independence.
This one's titled, "Had I Known, I Would Have Never Done It." My bad for not researching what it takes to raise a child. I didn't know I was going to lose so much independence, spend so much money, and damage my marriage so badly. It's not the kid's fault, it's mine, because I made the decision to have them. It was a very bad decision.
Now, as a person who has 5 children, it's not that I'm telling you that you should have 5 children like me. Everybody isn't nuts. But You should have at least one or two. Because again, if you want to take the easy route out in life, period, good luck achieving anything worth a damn if you just consistently take the easiest things in life. And Ed and Marcus, throw in clip 3.
56 here. Yes, I regret it. I couldn't handle 2 very well. I did my honest to God best, but mental health issues sometimes surfaced. My youngest, 24, has hated me for 10 years and we haven't spoken in almost a year. My oldest, 27, is kind and respectful, but I have to initiate 90% of the contact, and now she is moving out of state. I just feel like what was the point of sacrificing 20 years of my life for them? I'm 65 and I massively regret it. No abuse, no substance problems, no financial problems, generally a very lucky situation. Still, it was a huge, horrible mistake to have kids. I devoted my entire best decades to making a good home for them and gave up a career and professional opportunities, giving up every single freedom and life joy of my own because it is a 24/7 slog of work to do parenting well.
Added in Marcus to the rescue again. I'm sorry, it's a little bit difficult doing this, but let me go ahead and end up saying this, right? So what it is that I end up getting from that about 30-second clip is essentially, at least from the person who's 56, it sounded like as if she might have been a bad parent. 2, the last one, she thinks this person thinks they're supposed to have it all. You're supposed to be able to have all the kids and the glamorous professional opportunities. You only get one life. There's only 24 hours in a day. You cannot have it all. Again, we all need to be taught this. For some strange reason, it's been lost. We think we can have it all. So for the people who do regret having kids, I feel sorry for you. I have kids that range in age from early 20s all the way down to just got out single digits, and have great relationships with all of them because I actually go out my way. And I know that at the end of the day, I can't have the glamorous job career and also have the time with your kids. You can't spend money twice. You cannot spend time twice. All right, back to present day, Marcus. Let us go into some of the things that go on when you don't have children. And this is going to be a real quick video. So as we can see here, over in South Korea, their fertility rate has been dropping for decades, but it's really low now. That's the lowest in the world, period. In 2024, the average woman of childbearing age is having 0.68 children. 0.68. Now, these all have consequences. Okay. So the same thing's going on in Japan. And to a lesser extent, the same thing's happening here, but here we have mass levels of immigration. So as we can see here, South Korea, they are vanishing pretty quick. Now we can look at their budget problems because they also have social welfare there. So in 2011, it was 30.28% of government debt to GDP. And in 2025 is going to be over half. And I went back and I read articles, which you don't have to read them, but I did, from decade and a half ago, where people thought that we weren't going to be over 50% debt to GDP in Korea until the 2030s. Well, that happened about 5 years sooner. Actually, it happened probably about almost a decade sooner. Okay. Now let's look at Korea. Now, Korea may be able to sustain this for a little bit because they have a very high gross savings rate, over it's like 35%. That's really good, but this can't go on forever. Now we're going to switch over to Japan because this is crazy. I had put this in yesterday. They are down about maybe 100 something people since yesterday. It just keeps going down. Okay. But let us look at Japan. Japan has a government debt to GDP of, there we go. Let me scroll up, get past my big ass head. 261%, and that was in 2022. It's only going to go up. Okay. And they're going to have fewer people there to pay for the stuff that I bet Rachel Diamond thinks is important for the government to do. But she doesn't want to play her part and actually have a kid or two and raise a family and get married, etc. She doesn't want to do that. Now, Japan is somewhat able to do this too, but it's going down. They have a very high savings rate. As you can see here, if my head isn't in the way, we can just go to 5 year, go away from the max. I just want to show you that they've been pretty high. Same thing with Korea. And as we can see here, they're around 28.5% of a gross savings rate. So these people try their best to live within their means, but their governments don't. Okay. Now, here in the United States, we are going to really have some issues here. Let me hit that. The United States, because we are the Joneses and we got to keep up with fake stuff that we see online and everything else. If you look at our savings rate, it's 28. It's used to be higher back in the 50s, around almost 20. And then ever since the 80s, it's been going way down. And if you look here in the past 5 years, here in the United States, we're sitting at below 18% gross savings rate. Okay. So essentially our governments, because we have a ton of people here who vote however they vote and they think government's supposed to do X, Y, and Z, we are going to have huge amounts of debt going forward. Huge. And who is going to be able to pay them? Because people are not having children. So if we look here in Japan, this is from Nikkei Asia. As we can see here, I hope I have it highlighted. I think I do. Here we go. This was in the current fiscal year, so 2024. They're already spending 22% of their national budget on just interest and debt redemptions. See, adding Marcus back again. Want to add a little bit of context there. That 22% of the budget, that is essentially on interest rates that are very low. Japan essentially had negative to essentially 0% interest rates for a decade plus. Those days are going to come to an end. What's going to happen if they have 7 or 8% interest rates? Who knows? We're going to find out, though. The amount of people that are going to be there to actually take care of the country is going down. It's going down quick. So I had wanted to just focus really quick. Oh, I'm sorry. Really quick before I finish up here. The United States is on the same thing. Here, everybody's too fat, lazy, and happy. I mean, we work a lot, granted. But I mean, our attitude is that I want it all and I want it now. Okay. So as we can see here, by 2052, we're projected to be over 200% of government debt to GDP. That's a lot of debt. And who is going to pay for all that stuff? But I had wanted to just kind of quickly point out some of the issues with people not having kids. There will be less people here to pay for that woman's stuff that she thinks is what what government should do. Okay. Women already hold 2/3 of the outstanding student loan debt. We can talk about the wage, and this is from, as we can see here, AAUW. If we can talk about the wage gap and everything else, women choose to work less hours, even the ones who do not have kids. They choose to do other stuff. Fine. No problem with me at all. You can do that. But at the same time, you shouldn't be asking your neighbor or your neighbor's kid to fill in, to backfill your earnings because you choose to do X, Y, and Z. And something else that is going to happen here with specifically here in America. Okay. As we can see here, this is from the census. So let's say we're in 2020. You had about 56 million people over the age of 65. Okay. Now, let us go and add this on up right here. Right. So in 2050, which I hope to still be living, but who knows, right? But anyway, as we can see here, you're going to have about 30 more million people 65 and older. Okay. You're going to have in the main demo, isn't that what they call it? 18 or 27 to 44 or whatever. You're going to have about an extra 7 million compared to extra 10 million compared to extra 30 million people. And something else I want to throw in there. Something else that ends up coming along when you get older and your society grows older, you're less dynamic, you're less inventive, you're less curious, you come up with less things. So this is from Science Direct, Inventions and Life course, Age Differences in Patenting. So let us just go all the way down. We can click results. Now, as we can see here, it seems like most people, if you are going to be an inventor, here we go. Patenting activity peaks in their early 40s for men and slightly earlier for women in their late 30s, right? If we shift these graphs to here, to where the average person is in their 50s or maybe in their mid 50s, where that's the average age in your country, you're going to have a less dynamic, a less prosperous country. The only thing this is the way I feel about this, and to me it's pretty self-evident. For somebody like Rachel Diamonds and people that think like her, who want the government to probably provide health care, unlimited social security, all these other things, who is going to pay for that? You can't go after rich folks because they have the best lawyers and they have the ability to pick up and move. Okay. The average progressive or liberal does not. Okay. And I mean like move out the country. We live in a world where unfortunately, this is how God set it up. I have no idea why. Don't care. You can't have it both ways. Okay. You cannot embrace the no child life unless you save up a whole lot of money. And I mean lots of money. Because who's going to be there at the end of your life? One, who is going to be able to pay and fund your Social Security when there's less taxpayers that are going to be into it? Okay. And who is going to pay for all the massive debt that the boomers, this part of the silent generation, Gen Xers all ran up? Who is going to pay for that? No one. Okay. That's why I'm going really heavy into Bitcoin and some of the cryptocurrencies, because to me, this is self-evident. Okay. So please go out, have a kid or two after getting married, stay married, raise them, and enjoy life. Life, I can say, is much more fulfilling when you have children, in my opinion. That's all. Something for you to think about. All right. I will see y'all in a week. You have a good day. All right.